You cannot kill God. Just like you cannot get rid of the sky up above.
Following 3 hours of hands-on time with Stalker 2, developer GSC Game World survival shooter sequel is delivering exactly what longtime fans are looking for. I can't remember the behind-the-scenes circumstances for a game being anywhere near as unique as they are for Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. After all, not only is this a long-awaited sequel charged with modernising the iconic PC survival shooter for a new and existing audience, it's also being developed against the backdrop of a literal war. No wonder the game has been subject to various delays, understandably. And while I firmly believe that any product should be judged purely on the end result, such context makes it all the more surprising that, following my 3 hours of hands-on time playing through its first and second episodes, Stalker 2 appears primed to deliver on exactly what fans are hoping for. Is this return to the zone dark, oppressive, and often mechanically obtuse? Absolutely, albeit in ways that left me aching to explore it more. Up until now, journalists have only been able to get hands-on with Stalker 2's atmospheric prologue at events like Gamescom and Summer Games Fest. It goes like this. You arrive at the Chernobyl exclusion zone in the dead of night, investigate a lab, before undertaking research that requires gingerly placing a pulse scanner in one of 3 predefined areas. So far, so linear. It's fine, but doesn't do justice to the seamless world this sequel has promised, hence why I was most excited about delving into episode 2. Beginning with player character Skiff waking up to the sun after being double-crossed, that old chestnut, thus begins his mission to find the fellow stalker that wronged him. This is the point where my demo fully let me off the leash, pretty much leaving me to explore in any way I chose. Stalker 2 makes the intended emergent nature of its world apparent almost right away. After being told to speak to a specific soldier in the nearby town of Zalicia, located in the Lesser Zone region, I happened across a person being attacked in his home by raiders. It'd be at this point in a lot of other open world titles where a mission prompt would pop up challenging me to save the civilian in need. At no point, however, did Stalker 2 ask me to get involved. I had full freedom to let the raiders complete their pillaging, but the goody two-shoes in me meant I refused to let this injustice carry on. Thank heavens I did, too, as it was after assisting this poor chap that he pointed me in the direction of a stash that was the perfect reward for my bravery. GSC Game World sequel is absolutely stacked with moments of optional opportunity in this way, and it's this aspect I came away from my demo impressed by the most. Very much in the style of, say, a Fallout or Cyberpunk 2077, it was always made evident that it'd always be my choice what to do and what not to do while scavenging under the shadow cast by the Chernobyl exclusion zone. My main mission to seek out Solder, the fellow stalker, always remained in place, of course, but I lost count in how many of the optional side missions exactly I could have just cut proceedings short by showing them the end of my rifle rather than finishing whatever job they asked of me. More so than any impressive graphics, I was heartened to see that Stalker 2's more open-ended structure would be complemented by this explicit freedom of choice. It of course helps that, for as strange as it may sound, the zone itself is an appealing place to be in. Full of abandoned houses to pillage, main hubs in which I could talk to other survivors, and mutant creatures primed to test my survival skills, Stalker 2 excels in creating an atmospheric sense of place, even in the daytime. I spent the majority of my 3 hours leaving the main mission far off to the wayside, instead choosing to get invested in the problems of locals while testing the exact limits of the Lesser Zone. It kept me intrigued, but also a little intimidated by its nature to represent what is merely a small portion of the full map that will be explorable in the final game. From a mechanical standpoint, I'd be lying if I said that Stalker 2 didn't take some getting used to though. This is only because it's a type of open world shooter you have to meet on its own terms, particularly with regards to what's asked of you to merely survive within it. Near invisible anomalies litter areas prone to radiation, for instance, and more than a couple times did my health instantly deplete by this supernatural enemy force I couldn't see. Thank God for the ability to manually save anywhere, at least while away from foes, alongside the usual auto-saving. Mutated creatures can similarly pack an especially hard punch, forcing me to always consider my options and encouraging me to empty my gun's mag as a last and final resort. Mechanical and design aspects like this truly lean into the franchise's survival roots, emphasizing Stalker 2's nature as a more contemplative brand of FPS. I can see a lot of players, particularly those playing on Xbox, becoming frustrated by these creative choices on behalf of GSC Game World. Choices that make perfect sense for any long-time Stalker fan, but will surely baffle Xbox Game Pass subscribers seeking a sexy new single-player shooter to download. The only other shooter from recent years I can even liken it to is Metro, yet even then, the last entry into that franchise released over 5 years ago consisted of hub-like areas rather than a true open world, and more often only gave players one way to resolve main and side missions. Stalker 2, by contrast, is almost guaranteed to frustrate a lot of players, yet equally appears set to reward them if they are patient enough and willing to overcome said frustration by finding an alternative gameplay approach. Against even the most incredible odds, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl has maintained a steady course and is on track to deliver an undeniably singular survival shooter experience. The open world is an engaging and enthralling one to pick away at, while the tasks available to do there come packed with plenty of moral choices players will be forced to contend with. I can comfortably say that Stalker 2 is unlike any other FPS I've played in recent years, so far delivering on GSC Game World's ambition to present its fictionalized take on the Chernobyl exclusion zone in a far grander scope. The punishment and challenge that comes with it won't be to everyone's tastes, but it's only fitting that a harsh world should appear and function just as harshly. So there you have it, guys, in terms of our thoughts after spending 3 hours with Stalker 2. Are you excited about this one? Let us know in the comment section below. Then if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and consider subscribing to the Mirror Gaming YouTube channel to stay up to date with even more videos like this. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Are you new here? Come on in, make yourself at home.